post, the former DC for Akachi, former regional secretary for 8 years, the dean of all regional ministers, and the minister for the Volta region. In fact, his work is evident that he is one of the best and finest regional ministers in the country. His Excellency the President, I have a singular honor just to introduce you. You can't mention somebody's child's name. The name will be best be mentioned by the father himself. The visionary, the history maker, the reformist, the transformer, the best coach. At least if for nothing at all, now we know that you need a good coach to win a match. The one who knows who should be where. The man who mentioned 24-hour economy and people were looking at as a mystery. He himself is walking the talk. We are here this morning to cut a sword for the 24-hour economy market. And this is not the only place that His Excellency the President is building a market. He is building 261 of such markets in the whole Ghana. So the entire country is now a construction zone. The question is, if Juapon market had been there for a long time, why is it that it is now that somebody is coming to build it? You need a visionary, you need a reformer, you need a history maker, and you need a great thinker. That man is here on the high table with us. In Volta region alone, you are blessed with 18 of such markets. So Japan is having one, whole west, whole east, Akachi north, Akachi south, Agotimezia, Pensaf, Danov, that almost all the everywhere you are blessed with such markets. But because time is not on our side, I will leave the details. He himself will come and tell you. But you know, Japan is not a metropolitan area. Japan is not like Kumasi. Japan is not like Accra. Japan is not like Ho. But because of your hard-working member of parliament, the Honorable Okujata Oblakwa, Japan alone, the market that he's building here is like the metropolitan market in Kumasi, the metropolitan market in Koforidia, the metropolitan market in Cape Coast, the metropolitan market in Tamale, the metropolitan market in Takrady is the metropolitan market that he's building in Japan here. Nananum Togo Mamao. For the sake of time, let me pause here. On this note, may I call to the high table the former district assembly, the former assembly member for the good people of Bole DA electoral area, the former member of parliament for Bole Bamoy, the former deputy minister for communication who brought mobile phone to Ghana. When people are talking on mobile phone and doing phone-in call, you don't run to somebody's house and call in to come and receive a call at the post office. Even most people don't know what a post office is. The one who digitized Ghana, who liberalized the airways, who brought television state, who brought TV3, who brought Sky FM, who liberalized for Joy FM to come, for media general to come, the one who was the minister for communication, a former vice president of the republic, a former president of the republic, a former president, and then current president of the Republic of Ghana, who has been taken by the African continent as their first vice president, as their second vice president, and set aside on the post to be African president in 2027. May I invite His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Akpane Subo, Elianedi, the Dean of Presidents of the World, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. 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 John
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge the President of the Dofo Traditional Council and members of the Dofo Traditional Council, Togbi Agbola, the 6th. Let me acknowledge our traditional rulers present, the General Secretary of the NDC, the Volta Regional Minister, National Security Advisor, the Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Minister for Local Government, who very graciously introduced me, other ministers of state, senior government officials, our clergy, our imams, my children, my school children, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to join you today in Japan for this important sword cutting ceremony. And let me just commend you for the very beautiful environment I see here in Japan. In many parts of the country, you see mountains without trees. They've cut down all the trees. They've dug holes all over searching for gold and other minerals. Even the oxygen here is so pure. And I want to commend you for keeping your environment so beautiful and so serene. Let me thank the chiefs and traditional leaders for leading the community, the Member of Parliament, and all of you. And so some communities possess fertile lands, others possess industrious people, others occupy strategic locations that naturally connect production, commerce, and transport. But I'm happy to say that Japan is fortunate to possess all the three characters that I've just mentioned. Japan has fertile lands, it has hard-working and industrial people, and it occupies a strategic location here in the eastern part of Ghana. We are therefore here to commence an investment that is intended not only to serve this community, but to stimulate economic activity in the entire Volta region. Today's ceremony marks another important milestone in government's commitment to building an economy that creates opportunities where people live and work. It also reflects our conviction that national transformation must be rooted in strong local economies that empower farmers, traders, manufacturers, entrepreneurs, and young industrialists. The Volta region has made an immeasurable contribution to Ghana's development, and its people deserve to share fully in the progress of our nation. And as I said when I was campaigning for president, I said I'll always ensure that the Volta region gets its fair share of national development. And so let me assure you that this government that I lead does not regard the Volta region merely as a region of loyal political support. We reject the notion that any part of Ghana should be taken for granted or left behind because of its electoral choices. Our mandate given to us by the good people of Ghana is to govern the country for every Ghanaian, and our commitment to the Volta region is founded on fairness, on equity, our constitutional responsibility to ensure balanced national development across the whole of the country. And that is why we are deliberately investing in the infrastructure and institutions that improve the quality of life of our people. Across the region, government is expanding healthcare infrastructure, we're strengthening educational institutions, we're improving roads and transport networks, we're modernizing markets, we're supporting agriculture and agro-processing, we're promoting trade and commerce, and we're creating new opportunities for investment and employment for the good people of Ghana. Japan has long occupied an important place in Ghana's economic landscape, and it has earned a reputation as a center of industry, agriculture, and commerce, with its strategic location along the Volta River, positioning it as an important gateway for trade and investment. The surrounding communities are home to hard-working farmers who produce maize, cassava, rice, vegetables, and other food crops that contribute significantly to our national food security. Combined with its industrial heritage and transport links, these advantages provide a strong foundation upon which a modern local economy can flourish. The market whose construction we are beginning today has been conceived as far more than a place for buying and selling. It is being developed as a modern enterprise hub that will support aggregation, storage, processing, packaging, financial services, digital commerce, and efficient distribution, creating the conditions for businesses to expand, become more competitive, and generate sustainable employment. For the people of Japan and surrounding communities, this market will become an important catalyst for economic activity. Farmers will have improved access to organized markets, helping to reduce their post-harvest losses. They will secure better returns for their produce. Traders will also operate in a cleaner, safer, and more efficient environment, while transport operators, artisans, food processors, and other service providers will benefit from the increased commercial activity. This market will strengthen linkages across the local economy, ensuring that more value is created and retained within the community. The project forms part of government's flagship national program to construct 24-hour economy model markets in all the 261 districts of this country. This will ensure that every district will have the infrastructure required to support production, trade, and enterprise. In the Volta region, all 18 districts will benefit from this initiative. And today's shortcutting in Japan marks the beginning of that regional rollout. As these markets take shape across the region, they will create an integrated commercial network that connects producers to markets, strengthens local value chains, promotes intra-regional trade, and reinforces the Volta region's role as a major center of agriculture, commerce, and industrial growth under the 24-hour economy initiative. As the Minister of Local Government said, Japan has one of the biggest of these markets. The markets are in 4 categories: Category 4, Category 3, Category 2, and Category 1. The metropolitan assemblies receive Category 4. That is because of the population and the size of the metropolitan assemblies. But I'm happy to announce that Japan, even though not a metropolitan assembly, is getting a Category 4 market. And so I'll just take you through some of the facilities you have in this market. You're going to have 100 lockable stores. That is stores that you can lock. You close and then you lock. Then you're going to have 150 sheds or stalls. These are like market stalls. You have 1 police post, so there will be police personnel stationed permanently at the market 24/7. You have a fire station, and so there will be fire service personnel permanently at the market. You have a daycare center, And so all the traders who go to do business in the market, if you have a small child, you can go leave the child in the daycare center. They'll look after the child while you do your work. It has a clinic. So if anybody is ill, you go to the clinic. There will be nurses and health professionals there to look after you. And after they look after you, if they give you a prescription, there will be a pharmacy in the market where you can go and get your drugs. The market will have a women's bank. The Women Development Bank, a branch will be in the market. And it will have washrooms and toilets. And so if you feel like answering to nature's call, there will be a toilet. After the day's work, if you want to bath before you go home, there will be showers for you to go and take a bath. And then it will have 10 warehouses. So if you bring your stuff to the market and you're not able to finish selling, there will be a warehouse where you can go and put your stuff. It will be locked up. The next day when you come, you go and take your stuff and then you continue your business. And for my northern brothers, the butchers, there will be a butcher shop, a meat shop, and so you can sell meat there. But not only a butcher shop, there will also be a cold store. So if you don't finish selling the meat, you keep it in the cold store. The next day you bring it and come and continue selling. There will be a modern restaurant. So those of you who would like to go and sit, have air condition, they give you fork and knife to eat, they give you a napkin to put over your shirt. But of course the price too will be much higher. There will be one restaurant in the market. But for those of us who don't have enough money, and we go and we eat in Apotoyua, and we eat with our hands, and then we have to go and wash our hands before we come and eat, there will be 10 food courts, like chop bars. And then there's a supermarket, what today we call mall. There will be a mall in the market. And then there will be 6 guest rooms. So if you come from somewhere and you don't finish your business, or it's too late to go back to your village or your town, there will be a guest house, 6 rooms. You can share. You go and pay a little something, they give you a bed, you sleep. The next day you continue your work. There will be, for my Fulani brothers, there will be a livestock bay. And so when you bring your cows to come and sell, you have a special cattle area where you can keep your cows. Where you can keep your cows while you do your business. Then there will be an office space for the administrator and his staff. Every market will have a market administrator. He will be responsible for running the market, making sure the market is clean and that everybody follows the regulations of the market. There will be a waste yard, and so you will find people drink sachet water and just throw it about. Every day the market will be cleaned nicely and all the garbage will be sent to the waste yard so that the waste management people can come and take it away. For those who don't get a stall or a lockable shop, we'll have an open area. You can bring your umbrella and your small table and you can sit there and sell. We call that the open retail area. So for those who can't pay for a shop or a stall, there's an open area where you can come and sit, bring your items, and come and sell. The 24-hour economy is ultimately about making Ghana more productive, and it seeks to remove the bottlenecks that prevent businesses from growing by improving infrastructure, strengthening logistics chains, supporting agro-processing, expanding access to markets, and encouraging investment across strategic sectors of the economy. The success of this policy will not be measured by the number of hours people work. It will be measured by the number of businesses that expand, the number of young people who secure meaningful employment, the number of farmers who earn better incomes, and the number of Ghanaian products that successfully compete within regional and international markets. And that is why projects such as this model market occupy such an important place within our national development agenda. Our vision for the Volta region extends far beyond these individual projects. Under the 24-hour economy, we have what we call the Volta Economic Corridor. The Volta Economic Corridor will be one of Ghana's most strategic growth corridors by integrating agriculture, manufacturing, aquaculture, logistics, inland water transport, renewable energy, tourism, and export-led industrialization into a single economic ecosystem. And under this ecosystem, it will be a place where production, processing, transportation, and trade reinforces one another. And so communities such as Japong, with their strategic location and productive capacity, will serve as an important commercial and industrial hub under the Volta Economic Corridor, helping Ghana add greater value to its products before they reach the domestic and international markets. No discussion about Japong can be complete without recognizing the historic contribution of the Volta Star Textile Limited. Which for many years symbolized hope, employment, and industrial progress while supporting thousands of families and shaping the community's economic identity. Government is determined to restore the legacy of the Volta Star Textiles Limited. We are going to do this through strategic partnerships, investment mobilization, and modernization of the factory's operations. And I'm pleased to inform you that this process has made very significant progress. We appointed a transactions advisor. We advertised for strategic investors to apply. They applied, they submitted bids, and we have selected one strategic investor to partner us to revitalize the factory. And I wish to inform Togbu Mamao and the workers of Volta Star Textiles Limited that very soon the transaction advisor is bringing the strategic investor to visit the factory and start the design for modernizing the factory. The revitalization of this factory will create sustainable jobs in the Japong area. It will strengthen Ghana's textile value chain, and it will reposition Japong as a vibrant industrial hub, complementing our broader investments in agriculture, commerce, and infrastructure. And one of the things somebody asked was where we're going to get the cotton to spin. Arrangements are being made to sign a memorandum of understanding with the government of Benin to supply us with cotton from Benin to feed the factory in Ghana. The resilience of the people of this region has been tested in recent years. The spillage of the Akosombo and Kwong dams caused significant hardship for many families, affecting homes, farms, businesses, and livelihoods across several communities. Government has remained fully engaged in addressing the aftermath of that unfortunate event. The necessary verification, assessment, and administrative processes relating to compensation are being concluded, and I wish to assure all affected people that government remains committed to ensuring that the process is finalized fairly, transparently, and responsibly. Once this process is finalized, the Minister of Finance made allocation in this year's budget to start the payment of compensation. If the money allocated is not enough, allocation will be made in next year's budget to continue the payments. But our commitment goes beyond compensation. We remain focused on supporting recovery efforts that restore livelihoods, rebuild communities, and strengthen resilience against future challenges. And let me add a message. I know the Volleyball Bridge is also very dear to your hearts. Recently, a delegation led by the road minister, and incidentally, our revered traditional leader who spoke here was a member of that delegation. They went to Japan and concluded on the Volleyball Bridge. A contractor, they are going through the procurement processes to choose the contractor who will execute the bridge. We have to choose a new contractor because, unfortunately, over the last 8 years, the delay in activating the bridge, the contractor who had been chosen to carry out the works got fed up and pulled out. So now we have to go through a new process to select a new contractor. And I'm assured that before the end of the year, that process will finish. The contractor will come and will cut the sword for the start of work. To the young people of Joapong and Volta region, I encourage you to see the changing economic landscape and fortunes of Ghana as an invitation to participate actively in our dear nation's transformation. Opportunities are emerging from agriculture, agro-processing, manufacturing, logistics, commerce, digital services, creative industry, and entrepreneurship. And these will increasingly reward those who are innovative, disciplined, and prepared to work. Government will continue creating the enabling environment, but it is your enterprise, your creativity, and your determination that will ultimately drive lasting prosperity for our people. So today's shortcutting is an expression of confidence in the future of Joapong. And I'm happy that the 24-hour market is being situated here. This is the heart of Joapong, and this is where the original market was. And I want to thank our mothers and our daughters who were affected by the dislocation to site this market here, and to assure them that when the market is finished, they will be given priority in acquisition of the stalls and the lockable shops. We have to give to those who were displaced before we consider other people. In addition, your Member of Parliament, our hard-working Minister of Foreign Affairs, indeed, being here, I must tell you that he's among my hardest working ministers. And every credit that I have attained on the international scene, it is he who has done the legwork. The UN resolution on reparations, it was him who did all the traveling to convince the 123 countries to vote for us. The repatriation of our citizens from South Africa, who were being chased away and beaten. It was him who did the legwork, arranged the charters to airlift our citizens safely home. And so, Togbi Wogbaji, I wish to commend you very highly. But in addition, for our mothers and others who were dislocated from this place, he has acquired 100 deep freezers to be distributed to you. So 100 deep freezers, you can see some of them on this side, to compensate you for the inconvenience while we go ahead and build this market. And so today's soft curtain reflects government's determination to invest in communities with the potential to drive production. Together with the revitalization of the Volta Star Textile Limited, the implementation of the Volta Economic Corridor, and our continued commitment to supporting communities affected by the dam spillage, this project signals a new phase in the development of this historic town. I call on the contractor, the supervising institutions, our traditional authorities, and every member of this community to work together to ensure that this project is delivered on schedule and to the highest standard possible. Let this market become a symbol of what is possible when government and the people work together with a shared sense of purpose. May God bless the chiefs and people of Joapong. May God bless the chiefs and people of the Volta region, and may He continue to bless our homeland, Ghana. I thank you.
The authentic nation daughter. You know, to the Vavua, Wagbacha, Pigma, Happy Ramina, Gotato. Miataji had a kind of before. JM, will say, JMO, yeah, Mima Hajimode, JMO, okay. Choboy, na eloje wa si akpesese na doli adapene. Mikata mi agbobo je mauna yira olo. Miga gbere pe mauna yira olo. Mamleto mauna yira olo. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point we invite for the vote of thanks the Member of Parliament for the good people of North Tongue and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa Midowezoni, a true son of the soil, a hard-working minister. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause.
Azalo. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, our General Secretary of the ruling National Democratic Congress, Cabinet Ministers, our Volta Regional Minister, Senior Presidential Aides and Advisors, Togbeo, Mamao, our revered clergy, our imams, our contractor, our consultants, our engineers, our NDC executives, our teachers, students, fellow North Tongue constituents. It is an honor in your name, in the name of our revered chiefs and queen mothers, to thank on your behalf His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. President Mahama has always put North Tongue first. When he decided to tour the Volta region on his reset tour, he called and said, Sami, I'm coming to your constituency first. In the selection of these markets, the president made sure that the biggest, the nicest, the most modern 24-hour economy market has been sited here in Japan. We cannot thank President Mahama enough. It looks like, as for us in North Tongue, the only time we see development is when President Mahama is on the throne as President of the Republic of Ghana. President Mahama has done it for us so many times. For many, many decades, we were complaining about the state of our roads. It is President Mahama who gave us the Joapong Volo Adidome Road. It is President Mahama who gave us the Joapong Fojoku Road. It is President Mahama who gave us the Bato Mefe Dove Road. President Mahama is the one who gave us the Volo E Block. It's President Mahama who upgraded a lot of our health facilities, medical equipment, our schools, helped us with labs, helped us with furniture. I can go on and on and on. As we speak, we have done the tabulation. There are currently 52 active projects in the North Tongue district alone. North Tongue district alone, 52. Spanning education, health, agriculture, roads. President Mahama has done so much for us. The roads minister is here, and he will confirm to you that the Joapong Podoe Abutia Road, on President Mahama's instruction, a contractor has moved to site, and that road is being constructed. On President Mahama's instruction, the Aveime Sege Bato Mefe Road, contractors are on site and they are working. On President Mahama's instruction, the Aveime Asuchare Volivo Dofo Adidome Road, contractors are on site and they are working all the way to Asikuma. And as President Mahama has announced, the Volivo Bridge, we are going to see that bridge come to fruition. He first negotiated it when he left power after 2016. The previous government abandoned it for 8 years. It was President Mahama who returned last year, led us to Japan and reopened negotiations with the Japanese government, and they have agreed to support him to build that Volivo Bridge. And for those of you who haven't seen the design, we'll be circulating the design after this event. That bridge is bigger than the Adome Bridge. President Mahama calls it the Yokohama Bridge because it looks like the Yokohama Bridge in Japan. So we in North Tongue, we cannot thank President Mahama enough. He has done so much for us, and I know that the request of Togbeo for the Joapong Health Center to be upgraded, it came up in Parliament, and I can confirm to you that President Mahama has already spoken to the Health Minister to take action. During the Agenda 111 selection, North Tongue is the only district that was left out, even though we do not have a government hospital. But President Mahama has instructed the Health Minister to take action. So Togbe Manklalo, President Mahama is already acting on that. We also want to thank President Mahama for revamping the Volta Star Textile Company Limited. The strategic investor he has just informed us about, we are so excited, and the over 2,000 workers, be assured. Last night you were very worried. You didn't know if President Mahama would touch on your beloved factory. He has done that, and he has assured us of the work that is going on. So President Mahama, North Tongue is very grateful. On behalf of the chiefs, our queen mothers, the youth, the students of North Tongue, we thank you very much. You continue to be a role model. You continue to be our father and our visionary leader who has never abandoned North Tongue. We also thank you for the assurance you have given to all the flood victims that now data has been validated, allocation has been made, and shortly everybody is going to get their compensation. We thank you very much, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I finally want to thank President Mahama for those kind words. President Mahama has already completed my 2028 campaign, and I thank him very, very much for those very, very kind words. I'm so humbled by them. But you see, what we must all say is that as a footballer on the field, when you have a great coach, the credit belongs to the coach. He is the one who knows how to deploy you, whether to play 7 or 9 or 10 or 11, when to bring you in, the guidance. So even though President Mahama is trying hard to say I do the legwork, he really is the champion. He is the visionary. He is the guide. He is the coach. And we really, as cabinet ministers, are grateful to him. At the last cabinet meeting, we were asking him, really, what doesn't he know? From law to engineering to agriculture to foreign affairs to local government, any topic, he is an expert. And as his minister, you better be on top of your brief. If not, you'll be exposed and you may just earn a sack. So we are always inspired to work under President Mahama. He is an amazing, remarkable, outstanding statesman and public officer extraordinaire. We cannot thank him enough. So President Mahama, we wish you Godspeed in the rest of your tour of the Volta region today and tomorrow. May the Almighty be with you. May our ancestors be with you and guide you, give you safe journey to all the adjoining constituencies, and may you return to the Jubilee House safely after tomorrow. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, supported by the team of the Regional Minister, Volta Regional Minister, Honorable James Kuno, as he invites the chiefs to join. And His Excellency proceeds to do the sword cutting for the wonderful 24-hour market at Japan. His Excellency is the Dean of Presidents of the world, a man who walks the talk. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the nation builder, the man who loves the people and mentors the youth.
I am